Bat populations have been significantly decreasing in Britain since the 20th century. Now, a new heritage lottery-funded project ran by Fordingbridge charity the Game and Wildlife Conservation Trust is aiming to better understand the foraging habits of the winged species in order to preserve their habitats.
There's been a lot of focus on the roosting habitats, but not many people have looked at how we can improve foraging resources for these species, so we think that's really important. All we can say is whether or not bats are using different habitats to feed on, and then we hope to use what we find to improve bat habitats in the long term.
The project is focusing on the feeding habits of bats on arable farmland, a habitat which accounts for 17.2 million hectares of land across the country. It's crucial that the foraging needs of bats are investigated so farmland can be managed accordingly. The team here have received £9,500 from the Heritage Lottery Fund to carry out their research.
The majority of that money has gone towards bat detectors, so we've actually got some passive bat detectors, which means that we set them up in the field and then we come and collect them a few days later and see what we've found. We'll also be using the money to hold our workshops and produce leaflets at the end of the project. So the communication of what we find is really important.
This is the first research into bats that has been carried out by the Game and Wildlife Conservation Trust, and at the end of the project the team will communicate their findings to farmers in the area.
At the end of the project we'd really like to be able to provide land management advice to farmers. That's the main goal of this particular project, but also we hope to use the equipment and skills that we gain in the project for future research. So we would like to continue doing more bat research afterwards, so this is really the first step in that process.
The project will run for the next 12 months, and after they've gathered all their research, the team will focus on running workshops to help local farmers better understand how to make their land beneficial for the bat species. Ray Barton, That's TV.